Welcome to the Be Kind podcast with your co-hosts Seth and Ra. Presented by the Animal Advocates of South Central Pennsylvania.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Be Kind podcast, brought to you from the Animal Advocates of South Central Pennsylvania, and this is Ra.
This is Seth.
Hey, what do you know? How you doing, Ra?
I'm great. How are you?
I'll tell you the truth, Ra, because
okay.
usually I lie to you, but I'm going to tell you the truth, is that I'm having a hell of a week. It's not a bad week, but I have not stopped moving all week. So I'm happy to at least sit down at the podcast table with you and just chat about something.
Relax.
Not be on
relax.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a week with work, and now I don't know exactly when this is going to air, but it looks like
in the future
we've got a weekend coming up.
We do have a weekend coming up.
Weather happening.
There will be weather happening.
You know about the weather forecast?
I do know about the weather.
It might be happening as this podcast is released.
Maybe.
It might be. It looks like a lot of snow.
I've heard 24 inches.
Oof. Oof. Do you want to tell our guests what's going on this week? Not our guests, our listeners. You can also tell our guests what's going on this week.
We have a guest today.
Woo! Hot topics. Was that poor timing?
That was great. Thank you. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great, the one and only, the Swami of South Central Pennsylvania, Dietrich Dellinger.
I had no idea I've become a Swami, but I will add that to my resume.
So what are we doing?
Can we say something like the spiciest vegan we know, or something like that?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
I'd say you're the spiciest.
Oh, for sure, the
You
spiciest.
need to meet more vegans if I'm the spiciest.
What? No. Name a spicier vegan that you know, not like celebrity, but like somebody that we know. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names. They're spicier.
They are not spicy.
You're the spicy Swami. The spicy Swami. Maybe that. Yeah, I like that.
It's okay.
It's okay, she says. All right, so you two are gonna be eating spicy pickles.
We are gonna eat spicy pickles.
And we're gonna talk about spicy.
You're gonna eat one, right?
I am not. I am not.
I
eating
thought you said
any.
you'd do one.
I changed my
mind. At the end.
Maybe.
Last minute.
I will say maybe.
Okay.
Because here's the thing.
Okay.
Number one, I don't like spicy foods. Number two, I don't like pickles. I don't like pickles or spicy foods, and I hate eating things I don't want to eat.
I think most people hate
eating. So you put those all together, and I don't want to eat one of those.
Terrible combination.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So while you two eat the spicy pickles, we're going to discuss spicy vegan topics. What does that mean, a spicy vegan topic?
Things that we are not prepared for.
So not necessarily like risque, but like
it could be.
So possibly, but also just possibly like controversial or
taboo,
debate, highly debated topics.
Highly debated. That's a good one.
So it's just kind of a round table of spicy topics.
Do we need a disclaimer for this episode? Like the views expressed are not necessarily those of animal advocates, and
that's probably a good idea.
What is that disclaimer? Like I know we all know it, but I don't know.
The views expressed in this podcast are not necessarily the views of the Animal Advocates of South Central Pennsylvania. There you go.
Yeah.
Good enough.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
Ra is opening the pickle jar.
I am opening the
pickle jar. So are these have you had these before?
Yeah.
And are they actually spicy?
They're spicy. This is awkward with left hand. Okay. Yeah, do it. I don't care if you touch things that I put in my mouth.
Yeah, but as a person that enjoys spicy foods, I'm constantly disappointed by things that claim to be spicy.
I mean, these are spicy, and as you eat them, then they continue to be spicy.
Dieter has put a pickle in his mouth. Ra has put a pickle in her mouth. They are chewing them. They seem like they are fine.
These are actually spicy.
Dieter.
There's the hiccup to prove it.
So, do we want to say what brand these are?
I don't know. I'm kind of weird about branding.
So, but these are ghost pepper pickle chips. Brand notwithstanding. So, what is your assessment?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, while you're recovering from that first spicy topic, let's see here. Do vegans fart more?
We're on 2 pickles. we'll just count them out.
I don't know anything about that. Do either of you have any knowledge or opinions on that topic?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, you eat more fiber when you're vegan, and most people are deficient in fiber.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By that, I haven't really looked at any data.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you're really feeling it. Look at your eyes watering.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They are a little spicy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These are the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Adequately spicy food gives me violent hiccups. And I got them immediately.
I used to have a bumper sticker that said that.
That said what?
Adequately food.
Adequately food.
Adequately spicy food gives me hiccups. Anyway, so you haven't looked at any data on farts?
I haven't, because it's also, isn't it also like fermentation in the intestinal tract that that creates the gas? But I could see maybe fiber being a factor in that.
Depends on your gut flora.
Right, yeah. And
Which vegans have better microbiomes.
But nowadays there's so much opportunity to eat like the highly processed vegan foods. I don't know I don't know much about whether that includes more fiber than a non-vegan highly processed food.
No, you're probably getting a higher fiber diet and like a whole food plant-based diet than like if you have a lot of the processed stuff.
Yeah. So maybe 10, 20 years ago, vegans almost certainly had to fart more. But nowadays, not necessarily. Now, our sound guy, Orkin Bjorkin, is a world-class farter. Is that not true, vegan? I mean, Orkin Bjorkin?
Wow.
As I said, I've had a long week.
Yes, it is true. I actually have a YouTube playlist of all my farts from the last 12 years.
That's commitment.
Is one of the more disturbing facts about
We're
anybody.
on three each.
3 pickle. Bling. Okay, next spicy vegan topic. Okay, here we go. What are our thoughts on whether you can eat lower quote forms of intelligence like bivalves?
Personally, like oysters, where they have ganglia but no brain, and we're pretty sure that there's not a consciousness. They're almost like meat plants. I've never cared for seafood, and it's one of those things where you're kind of attached to the label vegan, so you probably you don't want to go there. But of the types of flesh one could consume, something without a brain seems pretty ethical or near ethical to me.
What do you think, Raw?
I not on the same boat on that one. I feel like just because we don't understand the intelligence of it doesn't mean that it's not there, and it's still animal. So maybe we'll find out that they're very super highly sophisticated, and we're just stupid humans.
Some people, including I think to a degree you, feel the same way about plants.
I do.
Right.
That is very true. A lot of what being vegan is just like what your personal comfort level is. You know, there's a lot of differences, and it's not like the vegan police aren't going to come for you.
Right. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, and I can see the argument that like, oh, you're eating an animal, you're not vegan. I don't know. I guess it's really like a question of balancing reasons versus rules. Like the rule is you eat no animal products to be vegan, but the reason is because you don't want animals to suffer. If that's not an animal that has enough nervous system / brain going on to actually suffer in the way we view suffering, it's a gray area to me.
Right, definitely. You each have to eat another pickle right now.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I need somebody else to keep track of count.
Because it's not a spicy episode if you're not eating them pretty consistently, which is easy for me to say since I'm not.
I'm
eating
gonna say thank you from the person that is not eating this spicy.
Yeah, hey, I made it clear from the beginning it wasn't my bag.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Don't
what
worry,
else
we got this.
Let's see what else we got here. Well, we're getting texts from our sound guy right now.
We probably sound horrible.
No, he's counting pickles.
Oh yeah, you count them.
Our sound guy, whose name is unknown. But if I was going to look at him, if I was just going to look at that guy and say, what is that guy's name? Like I was just going to look at him and guess, I'd probably guess Chuck. Chuck.
Up Chuck.
No, I wouldn't say that. Okay, spicy topic. You guys ready? Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
go.
on, I've lost the text.
Wait.
Oh. Okay. Palm oil. Is it vegan?
Sure.
Okay, Raw?
Technically, it's a plant, so it is. But because of all the destruction and the habitat loss and the way that it impacts other animals, I consider it to be not actually really vegan. And when we talk about things like products that it's in, things like Oreos, you can be vegan and live without Oreos. You know, like you don't need them. It's not a necessity to live. So technically plant, not animal, but is it vegan if we're talking like ethics? Like if you're an ethical vegan, it's a gray area.
Why do we? I mean, the issues around palm oil are strong. It is something you should probably avoid on general principle. But why do we focus on that one thing when almost everything we do destroys habitat?
Like we've got a plastic bottle on the table.
Farmers in the southern United States in like rice paddies kill wild boars all the time to protect their crops.
But what you're just saying is a version of what we would call the appeal to futility. You're familiar with the appeal to futility?
Well, it's not so much the appeal to futility, so much that we don't have that discussion around other products that aren't palm oil.
Right.
Palm oil is the one that gets the attention, and we don't mention those issues when it comes to other plant foods that involve animal harm in their production or harvesting, etc.
You're right. That isn't quite the appeal to futility, which is like saying if you can't do everything, you should do nothing.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that it should be all or nothing. Nothing's black or white, and that's always the kind of thing. When you get in discussions with non-vegans, they'll talk about buy, kill during harvest, and like, I got you. You're not actually doing anything. It's like, I'm still reducing a lot more suffering than you are through my lifestyle and diet.
It's just about reducing as much suffering as we can, and when you think about it that way, it's real easy to make your decisions.
And I think that was another topic on there was like when things get killed during harvest, like when field mice get caught up, or like insects that get if you eat cereal and you like bugs get in there, like it's a thing that happens. It's not intentional, but it happens, and a lot of non-vegans want to throw that out there that when this is harvested, and
a lot of that data is based off one not very good study that was performed, where they counted more or less the animals in a particular acreage, harvested it, counted the animals again. They didn't come back in a few hours or a few days to see the animals that simply just left,
right,
and then came back.
Well, yeah, when you have a lot of farm equipment, it's loud, it makes a lot of noise and vibrations, and a lot of animals probably leave just because it is loud and scary.
But of course, some animals are going to get killed in the process. Yeah. But it's like saying, okay, so a mouse got killed in a mousetrap on the farm, you might as well slaughter the cow.
Right.
It's just because there's some inevitable harm that happens in the world doesn't mean you should do all the harm you possibly can.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that argument against veganism because the animals get harmed during farming is still a terrible argument, even if that was a good study and those numbers were accurate, because most of the crops raised in this country are raised to feed livestock that people then eat, which means you have to feed cows, pigs, chickens, whatever. You're farming more land, killing more animals than if you were raising crops for people.
Right, absolutely.
Their argument actually kind of defeats itself.
Right, yes.
When they do that, but
so easy to find reasons that you shouldn't eat animals. So easy. Raw, do you want to choose any topics, or you want me to keep doing this?
You can keep doing it. You're doing great.
Okay. What do we think about vegan cats? And is that even a thing?
No, it's not a thing. Cats are obligate carnivores, and if you're not comfortable feeding your animal what they need to have to meet their nutritional needs, then you should not have a cat.
So people that say they have vegan cats, what are they doing?
I guess feeding them vegan. I have no idea. I don't know anybody that owns a cat that feeds it a vegan diet.
Right, but there are people on the other side of this argument. I don't know what they say.
Now, I've heard recent developments that there are nutritionally complete vegan cat foods on the market.
Oh, okay.
Like veterinarian endorsed. And I think in the future...
Do you know what they consist of? Like what's in them or how they're made?
No, I'm not super well versed. I know there's a couple of like taurine. I'm not going to be able to say this right. Arachidonic acid.
That sounds right.
Good old arachidonic acid.
There's specific nutritional needs cats need to meet through meat, but that there are now plant-based or synthetic versions of those things. And I've only heard people claim this in the last year or two.
Okay. Still new.
Yeah. Whenever I hear this topic, I always go back to, is it Facebook or Reddit? There's a debate on vegan cats and do these foods have everything they need? And somebody who was not a veterinarian but a vet tech said, if your cat is not getting the nutrition they need, they will become very, very sick before you notice it. So if you are going to try to keep your cat vegan, you need to do blood work every 2 months or periodically to make sure that things aren't going to happen to the cat before you notice it.
That makes sense.
But overall, I think that is such a difficult thing to do, assuming that maybe these foods I've heard about aren't as complete as they claim to be, that it's much safer for the cat to not take that risk, and the cat didn't ask to be vegan.
Right, exactly. So let's say you're a staunch vegan, but you want to have cats and you don't want to mess around with newfangled cat food. Like, what is that internal process, you think, for like becoming okay with, making yourself okay with purchasing these meat products? Any thoughts?
It's just your personal comfort level. I don't think everybody that I know that's vegan has the same personal comfort level for things. I mean, we know some vegans that are very strict about all products, everything, and they think everything through. And then there's other people that are kind of like, it all comes down to your personal comfort level, and it's just doing the best you can.
Dieter just ate another pickle.
Oh my goodness, I'm slacking. Okay, all right, here we are.
All right, so now that we're on cats, I mean, so let's go all the way on this. I mean, like companion animals.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love dogs and cats and that sort of thing, but it is a form of captivity.
It is part of the reason that I don't have companion animals. And vegan companion animals are actually, I don't know if this was on the list, but you know me and the word speciesism.
Do I ever? Dieter and I go way back on debates about all this.
Because I think it's a poor argument or a poor word for vegans to use, because not a single one of us believes all species are equal. We don't live our lives that way, and we shouldn't use an argument that we don't actually live, even if we think we believe in it.
So you don't like the term companion animals?
I'm okay with companion animals.
Oh,
it's the speciesism argument, because I will say to people that use the word speciesism and maybe have companion animals, I'm like, well, okay, does your dog decide when it comes and goes? Does your dog decide what it eats? Does your dog decide when it goes outside, when it goes with you on a trip? Like, you're making all those decisions for this animal because clearly you think it's less than we are.
So hold on now. So okay, I'm with you. I'm with you, but then there's all these different avenues to take when we start arguing it, because now we know that there's pounds full of homeless animals that need a home, and that individual needs somebody to help it. Now, but I know there's other arguments to go from there, but I just want to keep rolling it down the hill there. So then what do we say? Okay, so we don't want companion animals because they're captive and all this different stuff, but then there's the individual that changes everything when you think about that, right?
Right. It's a gray area. It's personal preference.
I live in the gray area.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, spoiler alert, these are all going to be gray area personal preference answers.
Exactly, except for the fart thing. That one we can
That's
prove.
based on science.
Well, I mean, okay, so I'm just going to keep rolling to it, because this gets me thinking about what I like, betta fish in a pet store, right? Okay, so you go in the pet store, you see the betta fish, and obviously this is horrific that they're kept in this little jar, right? And buying that would support that industry. Right. But could you see it as a rescue?
You've saved that fish from that little tiny...
But the more you buy, it's like supply and demand. So the more that you buy, the more that they're going to purchase more.
Of course.
And then I'm really struggling with these pickles. I don't know why. I'm so sorry.
She's struggling with the pickles.
Struggling.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to support the industry, but at the same time, maybe I'm in love with this particular fish, and I just can't imagine, and I want to bring it home. And isn't there some kind of moral okayness about that?
I think the moral solution there is probably to line a pocket with a plastic bag full of water and liberate that fish.
Steal the fish. This is not the opinion of animal advocates.
He did not use the word steal.
I did, though. And I haven't recommended it. I'm just saying the word.
Okay. All right. I believe he used the word liberate.
You're right, though. That would be an ethical solution both ways.
But by that same take, there are rescued animals that are purchased.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Well, I think it's hard to get a rescue animal without paying something, because they do have fees in terms of like vet checkups and getting shots and medications, and if they get spayed or neutered or things like that, there's costs involved, and a lot of the people that are involved in like the rescuing process are just looking to recoup what their own expenses.
Well, supporting a rescue is very different than supporting like a breeder operation. Yeah,
it is very different.
Okay, is sugar vegan?
Dieter loves this one.
Dieter loves this topic. Everyone eat a pickle. Dieter loves this topic. Everyone eat a pickle. I'm singing a song. You guys like that? What I just did?
That was great.
Did you guys like what I just did? Yeah. Okay.
It was great.
I crave approval. All right. Sugar. Go.
If I was buying maybe a box of sugar or a bag of sugar, I might look into like which sugar is processed with bone char and what isn't. But if I just see something that has sugar in it, I'm not gonna like try to source that, and did that come from the Domino factory where they don't use bone char or whatever.
Yeah, let's backtrack a little bit. So the reason that sugar is questionably not vegan is because traditionally it is the white cane sugar is whitened with bone char.
Right.
And by using bone char, that comes from an animal, so that would make it be questionably not vegan, right?
Yes.
But now there are a lot of sugar companies that you can get white cane sugar that was not used with bone char. Any kind of like brown sugar or raw sugar, things like that, where they're not the bright white, there's no whitening in it, so you know that there wasn't any bone char used in that. So there are other options around, but like Dieter said, if you're buying something like if you buy this and it has sugar listed as an ingredient, you go, well, I got to contact the company and track down where they get their sugar. And sure, you could do that, but that's also a lot of work for something that's like very minimal.
Right. And it was processed with, it's not in the sugar, and it's, I don't know, I think like a lot of micro ingredients, I feel the same way I do about bone char sugar, and that a lot of that stuff, nobody's killing animals for their bones to process sugar.
Right.
That's just a cheap byproduct of the slaughter industry.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's not harmful to animals. It doesn't mean you should probably try to avoid it where you can, but that's not a hill I'm going to die on or put a whole lot of personal effort or energy into avoiding.
Right. And it comes down once again to the personal, what we feel like personally, and there's all these different definitions of veganism, and some people try and trot out a definition and subject you to the definition, and you often hear this definition of like everything you can do that is practicable. Have we all heard this before?
We live in a very non-vegan world. There's, pretty much everything is not vegan, and it would be impossible to completely live your life entirely without harming anyone or anything. That's just virtually impossible in the world that we live in. So.
Yeah.
And I really like that when they came up with the term and defined it, that they did put that line in there, as much as is practicable, because you can't be 100% pure vegan, completely removed from all animal harm. And I feel like to some degree veganism does attract people with like a puritanical mindset, where they wanted this like, oh, everything has to be 100% free of harm to animals. A, you can't accomplish that, and B, that is a endless black hole of struggle and
It certainly doesn't attract new people to the cause.
Right.
Thinking, I've got to be this 100%. Like, I remember one time looking up...
Here's the thing that's impossible. You must do it. That's not...
Yeah.
But that does leave us where a lot of us are going to have different comfort levels, different lines that we draw that may not be in line with other vegans. So there is a lot of that sometimes, you're not really vegan or you're not vegan enough kind of attitude that some people have.
Yeah, it's not about purity, that's for sure. Okay,
which, as you said, makes veganism look really unattractive from the outside.
Right. Here's something I don't know anything about. Raw put it on a list to talk about, so you guys can educate me, or at least Raw can. Artificial raspberry flavor. What's going on with that?
That is a thing that you will hear brought up from time to time. It's been out on the internet for a while. You'll hear it in arguments or from super puritanical vegans. Apparently, is it the scent glands or the anal glands of beavers?
Anal glands.
There was a compound in there that was used in artificial raspberry flavoring a very long time ago. But
strawberry.
But to my knowledge, that's all done with chemicals in a lab now. There is not some operation where they've got a rack of beavers and somebody's going by expressing their glands for the raspberry flavor.
Who was the first person to figure that one out?
It's one of those things you wonder about. The first person that was like,
yeah,
ooh, raspberry. Who does that?
Somebody did. So we're pretty sure it's not a problem anymore.
I mean, maybe they're natural flavoring. When you see things like natural flavoring, that's where...
So these are from scent glands. Castoreum. See,
I'm still call it a
yellowish exudate from the castor sacs of mature beavers.
The castor sacs
used in combination with urine to mark their territory, but it was used for raspberry, vanilla, and strawberry artificial flavors.
Wild stuff.
But I think economy of scale does not support farming beaver butts for artificial flavor.
Farming beaver butts. All right, I think we're on the home stretch here, people. But I think Dieter needs another pickle at the very least.
Oh, my pickle behind?
Pickle it up.
But the last pickle, we should put some extra hot sauce on top.
Extra hot sauce.
If you don't want
so we haven't used that hot sauce yet.
No, because it's
Put hot sauce on a pickle. What are you doing? This is
they're
a spicy episode.
They're hot pickles.
Okay. All right. Dieter's checking out. Dieter is turning the lid of the hot sauce bottle. He's shaking it like a salt shaker. Shaking it like a Polaroid picture. That's right. That's some Outcast for you. Circa 2000.
I am unfamiliar with this sauce.
Do you know that? Just give it
go with 3 drops.
Yeah. That's how Outcast.
Is that the year it came out?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say 2003.
I have no idea.
It's close.
That's
Ooh, Raw's put a large dollop of hot sauce
That
on
is
the
a lot of
pickle.
hot sauce. I may regret this.
Dieter's face is a little red.
There may be
red.
regrets.
Here we go. This is going to be a blast off right here. Raw has put the pickle loaded with the hot sauce in her mouth.
Yep.
She seems normal. You seem okay.
Seems. Yeah.
Yeah, Raw does have a higher tolerance for hot stuff than I do.
I don't think so.
It looks that
Really?
way.
Oh.
Look, how much almond milk have you had so far?
Look at him. The guy looks like a turnip. You look normal. And I mean more so than normal. Okay. Now, I got 2 down the home stretch topics.
Okay.
Number
Do we need
1.
more pickles, or are we done with the pickles?
Oh, no. Yeah, there's going to be more pickles. But I'm just telling you, we're turning the final corner.
All right, I'll get out 4 more.
Look at this. This chick could chug this, I think. She's unfazed.
I like spicy stuff.
Okay. I think we know the answer to this, but it'll be fun to talk about. Are vegans good people?
Why are you looking
You're
at
the
me?
guest. You're the guest.
Yeah,
You go
if
first.
you want
Guest,
to answer
go
the
first.
topic.
Probably in general. I mean, I think we've all run into a nasty vegan or two.
Yeah, I mean,
somewhere along the
obviously
way.
you're not a good person just because you're a vegan.
But you're better than average.
There's probably a better chance that you're a good person.
I don't usually say it out loud, but people are often like, "Oh, well, you think you're better than me because you're vegan?" It's like, absolutely. If I didn't think it made me a better person, I would not have made that change in my life.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'll reframe it. In most cases, I'm only a better person than the non-vegan because I'm at a different place in my story. I'd like to say it that way. Like, a lot of people might become vegan, might make that evolution, and they already possess that core of goodness, but they haven't sort of taken the blue pill or the red pill or whatever that was in the Matrix. They haven't woken up to that reality. It doesn't make them a bad person. I always like to say both because not only can I not remember, but it makes me be flippant.
Oh.
Yeah. They're maybe not worse people. They just haven't awoken to that truth.
Well, we generally think of people that are vegan as being more compassionate people.
Right.
You know, but does that carry into other aspects of your life? Like, are you going to park in a handicapped parking space?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Do you return your shopping cart?
Yeah, I like maybe.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think I was a
don't.
really good person in all other respects before I turned vegan. But we are raised in a culture designed to blind us to this truth. So it's not our fault that before we wake up to the fact. It's just, milk cartons with happy smiling cows, like that.
Yeah.
Everything, language designed to hide the truth from us. Slaughterhouses completely out of public view.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled cheese feeling like something that's nostalgic and love-filled, like all these different
grilled
things.
cheese, though.
Right?
You can still have grilled
Yes,
cheese.
but that's not what your typical non-vegan American thinks of as a grilled cheese. They don't think of it as dia. They think of it as...
No, you use melt.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm not talking about how easy it is to substitute things. I'm talking about American culture.
But it is easy to substitute
Right,
things.
it's
And
just a different topic than the one I'm talking
A lot of people
about.
they just don't want to see it.
No.
A lot of
I disagree.
people don't want to think
disagree
about...
that they don't want to see it. I think that they live in a culture that has designed... Well, maybe they don't want to see it, but they also live in a culture that is designed to make it easy to not see.
That's true, too. Mm-hmm. I feel like
In
we
fact,
got
makes
off
it
topic
difficult to see.
There's a lot of programming. There's a lot of social pressure to not be different, which is why present company excluded. A lot of vegans are a little odd sometimes because there are already people that feel like I'm doing my own thing. Your peer pressure, or I'm already comfortable living outside some norms, or I don't want to fit in kind of people.
Right, and also, it's the American version of masculinity is so tied to meat consumption as well. So, and like bucking that is really challenging.
Yeah.
Like it's really difficult to maintain our social idea of masculinity and not.
Yeah, I know it's been very difficult when I went vegan and my dick fell off. But I'm still managing to live a somewhat normal life. So
you got to keep that in. We put a disclaimer. Jeez, Zoe.
But yeah, that especially for men, there is that, I guess, marketing really that you have to eat meat to be manly. And it's like, no, I don't.
I do think there are more vegan women generally.
Yeah,
than
it is changing. It's not
which
quite
I know
as
is
much as it was, but.
A weird thing for me to say, being one of there's three of you here.
That's true.
It seems to be a little skewed, but that's not generally the way it is. I think there are more vegan women than.
And certainly in central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, there's that pressure on masculinity. Women are generally, as a very broad generalization, a little more empathetic than men a lot of times,
or they're at least allowed to,
or at least allowed to be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with empathy.
That's a really great discussion. I feel like I could talk about that with you guys for a long time.
We probably could,
but we have a limited time to talk because it's a podcast, and so we're going to take it down to home stretch with our final spicy topic: the ever-loved, very fun desert island problem. Would you eat a pig if you were stuck on a desert island? So yeah, a lot of non-vegans love to get us.
Right.
Dieter, explain the desert island problem.
So if you were stuck on a desert island with a pig, would you eat it? It's like, well, what's the pig been eating? Is there enough for both of us?
Well, let's say you were stuck on you were on an airplane, just you and a pig, and the airplane crashed on a desert island with no food on it. It was just you and the pig.
Was the pig flying then? Because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to fly. So
Well, let's say okay.
there'd have to at least
let's
be
say
a pilot.
that you
in that
knew
equation.
how to fly a plane, and it was you and your pet pig flying across the ocean.
Companion animal pig.
Well, pet pig makes it harder. If it was just a stranger pig, I would be more open than if it was a pig I knew personally and cared about.
It's not untrue, I think.
Just like with people.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if there's 3 of us and one of them's somebody I care about, probably more likely to eat that third person than...
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's say it's you and a stranger pig, and you're the pilot. You've learned how to fly. You crash on a desert island, and it's no vegetation, no food on the desert island at all. It's just you and the pig. You're going to starve to death if you don't eat the pig. Now, before we answer, I just want to say, after we answer, we'll discuss why this is a crazy thing to ask us. But first, what is your answer, Raw?
Well, if there is literally nothing on the island, you're going to starve to death regardless. So...
Well, if you eat the pig, you can extend your life, hopefully, until a ship comes by.
What? But... no, because if there's nothing on the island, then there's nothing to start a fire with. And what are you going to do? Just eat raw? Like you're just going to rip it open with your claws and fangs and
yeah.
You're not a born carnivore with
I'm not.
jaws and fangs?
No.
There are people out there who try to primarily eat raw meat.
Yeah, I'm aware that those people exist for a short period of time.
Dieter, do you eat the pig?
If it increases my chances of survival, maybe. I know I'm maybe jumping
go
ahead
ahead,
a little bit.
Go jump ahead.
But it's a dumb question
there's
because
no need to answer the question.
I don't live on a desert island. Me saying that under extreme circumstances where it's me or an animal, I will eat an animal doesn't invalidate my being vegan in a situation where I have unlimited food choices and it's not me or the animal. It's really just a dumb gotcha to try to get a vegan to say, oh, there's a situation I would eat meat, and then you're like, aha!
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in a similar situation, if I got stranded on a deserted island with another human, I might resort to cannibalism just as quickly as I would eat the pig.
Mm-hmm.
But in my day-to-day life here, I don't choose to eat people because I'm not in that ridiculous, impossible scenario.
Right, that's the next episode.
Yeah.
Now, if you're super vegan, you might say, well, the pig can eat me.
That's true. Super vegan.
But the odds of somebody stopping by to rescue a pig are probably much lower than the odds of somebody stopping on a desert island to rescue a human. So.
Right.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I might eat the pig in the desert island scenario, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
Because that's got nothing to do with my
Well,
day.
I
It
mean,
really
when
is
you-
just a rhetorical trick to get you to say, yes, I would eat an animal in some circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, if you get to be like a week without eating, 10 days without eating, your brain starts to not function the way it would when you have normal cognitive function. So, it's very possible that anybody that could eat the pig would eat the pig.
Yeah, survival instinct is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But as
What
we said,
are we on? How
we're
many
not-
did you just eat?
I think we're.
Am I
on-
one below you? Do I need to eat one?
I don't know.
Let's all eat
we'll do
one,
two.
not all.
You're
It's
ahead
the
on
two of
points.
you.
You had more hot sauce, and you barely touched your almond milk, and I've been taking fairly regular sips. So,
This is the final.
and it's
pickle.
not a competition.
Final pickle, ladies and gentlemen. Final pickle. Raw, any closing thoughts?
I just ate 2 pickles.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
It's hilarious.
Dieter, any closing thoughts, sir, on the spicy topics?
Any spicy topics? I could go on and on about the speciesism thing.
I know you could.
I know
Trust
we
me.
disagree on that, but
Well, we don't necessarily disagree on it. We have the same feelings, but yours are just more hard line than
yeah,
mine.
I just feel like it's such an easy thing to invalidate with a little bit of scrutiny, and we have good arguments. So why would we use one that weak?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But I don't like arguing against our arguments openly, publicly.
All right,
Yeah, it's kind of like members of two different
all right. I can see that.
nonprofits arguing with each other.
Like we're on the same side. We don't need to argue about this.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I kind of see it as we're all on the same side, and you're weakening it with bad arguments.
Right. Yeah. And I see that too.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's just so many different ways to see things, and I just
it's
try
a gray area.
Just try to keep it simple. I try to keep it so simple.
Because we did talk about nasty vegans earlier, but there's also, I think, because it's a topic that vegans feel strongly about, or they wouldn't have become vegan. That a lot of vegans are so passionate about veganism that they become very poor advocates for it.
Right.
Because they just get that hardline mentality and don't think, how can I be persuasive? They just want to shout their truth and think that's going to win people over.
Right. Which is often the opposite.
Right.
Just try and keep it simple, though, for me, because there's so many different blind alleys and labyrinths we could go down, and then before you know it, we're all just arguing with each other instead of saying, hey, just do less harm. So, this has been an episode.
It has been an
You've
episode.
been an episode.
Your face has been an episode. It really has. It has changed color throughout
I'm
the
sure.
episode. Well, normally we have a sign-off, but we don't have a sign-off, so I don't know. Thanks for listening, everybody. Wherever you're from, whatever you're doing, whatever spicy topics you're getting into.
Hot topics.
Hot topics.
Thank you for listening to the Be Kind podcast.